Okay, where do we start? So, with a thermal imager, you've got your different applications you use. So some people want a wider field of view, some people want a more zoomed in image with more detail. So, you know, a deer stalker might want a wide field of view for scanning a woodland area. Too big a lens, too high magnification, you're just going to see a limited field of view, so you're going to miss your peripheral vision. So, you know, lens size, let's talk about that first. So, Pulsar, you've got a 38 or a 50, so the field of view is obviously designated by the lens size. Your 50mm lens has higher magnification, narrower field of view. Your 38mm lens has a wider field of view, less magnification. So your lens size dictates how wide a picture you see and how much detail you'll see at distance in terms of zoom. Think of your normal day scope. If you're in 3x mag, you've got a nice wide peripheral vision. If you zoom up to 12x mag, you've got a narrower field of view. They both have applications, but obviously it determines what you're using it for. We've got sensor. 640 by 480 sensors against a 384 by 288 sensor. Think of a bigger piece of paper than a smaller piece of paper. So you've got a mobile phone or you've got an iPad. The bigger the sensor, the more detail it captures, the more detail it will render to the eyepiece as well. You've got eyepieces, you've got the displays inside, you've got OLED, AMOLED, you name it, LCOS, there's loads of different models of screens. AMOLED are the best in terms of for frost protection and for definition in your eye. Most of them have really good quality HD displays now. Some of them have less resolution displays but really trick eyepieces which actually almost magnify the eyepiece to give a better quality image. We've got micron we talk about, 12 micron sensors, 17 micron sensors. So micron is the pixel pitch, so that's the distance between the pixels on a sensor. I'm not going to get into it too deep, but the lower the number, 12 micron, 17 micron, 25 micron, the lower the number, the better quality of the image.
The lower the number?
The lower the number, so
okay.
Less is more, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we also have a net value, NETD value, which is the sensitivity of the unit. So this is a sub 25 millikelvin sensor. You have others that are 50 millikelvin. Again, the lower the number is better. Now what that means, it's the temperature difference in how sensitive the unit can be. So it comes into play in two methods. If you're using it on a foggy night, a higher net value isn't going to be as good because the fog, the mist, the rain tends to distort the image a bit and you'll get what almost looks like you're putting a blank over something, so you'll see a kind of fogged out image with a higher net value sensors. This is sub 25 millikelvin. You'll see pretty much an uninterrupted image in bad weather with this. The other good thing about lower net values is if you have a fox against a background, quick scanning through wood and you pick up a heat signature, if it's a lower sensitivity, you'll see the fox will kind of blend in with the background a little bit and it's difficult to see where the fox begins and the background ends, whereas these that are much more higher sensitivity, you'll pick it out a lot better, a lot more detail. You'll see its ears, you have the fur in its ears, and you'll see branches and foliage around there as well. So there's a big difference in the net value, and that's where, you know, some of the newer models are really coming into their own, particularly for wildlife filming as well, like we mentioned earlier.
Okay, so the best on the market would be what? If you can give me some stats, so go through those, the micron, not necessarily pick up a model,
yep.
But what sort of levels are we at in this country?
Okay, so you can buy a 640 480 such as the Pulsar, you can buy a 640 512. There's not a massive difference in the sensor performance, obviously the size of the sensor slightly differently. Sub 25 millikelvin in the new Pulsar Helions and in the new Pulsar Thermion Pros. So that's probably where you're at in terms of sensitivity, in terms of resolution and performance. Leica, again 640, 12 micron, but not quite as good a net value, so not quite as sensitive as the Pulsars. We've got the new HIC micros. These are 645, 12, 12 micron, so higher specification than the Pulsar Helion Pro, but the Pulsar sensor is more sensitive. So side by side, you'd be hard pitched to put them together, but that would give you a better image. You'll see more detail, particularly in bad weather conditions. That will pick out a lot more. They're both really good, but Helion Pro in terms of image quality, if you want the best to be able to pick out things, Accolade Pro or Helion Pro, it would be my choice in terms of, given the kind of general spectrum of everything considered, would be the better sensor.